Hey everybody, it's me, Ethan McKinley, and welcome to the 2-Minute Terminator. It's episode 50 and we're going from minutes 100 to 102, the 2 minutes bridging that gap. This is the third, or is it the fourth attempt, Elliot, doing this show?
Third attempt at this episode. No, it is the fourth, because we tried it 2 days ago. And so we tried it tonight, and the first time, if that had worked, that would have been the third. So this is actually the fourth.
Zencast has failed.
Attempt.
The internet has failed.
You know,
so now we're doing it the old-fashioned way.
Our persistence has not.
Exactly. We will never give up. We absolutely will not stop until we have a show, episode 50, coming out right now for you. And Ellie.
Ethan, hit the music.
God, she's slower than the fucking internet.
Yeah, I think this guy's a couple cans short of a six-pack.
Howdy, stranger.
Don't say howdy, stranger, to me.
Load up.
You didn't do the fourth.
Thank God. It sucked. Yeah, it sucked.
And we're back. Yes, everyone. Hello, welcome. I'm Ethan
so
McKinley.
far.
I'm Ethan McKinley, and Ellie Fitzgerald, of course, is on the other end of the line. Hi, Ellie. How are you?
Hi, Ethan. I am praying that this works this time. That's
This
how
will
I am.
work because it's in real time. The only thing is, I think there's a slight gap, for 3 or 4 second delay in our internet. So hopefully, I've gone wireless now, so we'll connect. Can you hear me?
I've turned off my... Yes, I can hear you perfectly. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. Well, in the worlds of David Copperfield, to begin at the beginning. We are going from
Let's make Pims.
We're going from minutes 100 to 102, and we've got to do this and make it sound fresh and not like we hate every minute of this clip, because the clip's actually pretty good, and just bear with us as we platter on a fake smile and plough through this shit one more time. We are going from minutes 100 to 102, the 62 minutes, I believe. That's a lie, isn't it? It's 140 minutes. The 140 minute to the 142 minute, the 2 minutes bridging that gap, and it starts with the Skynet countdown as Sarah Connor, Emilia, Clarke, and Courtney, who playing Carl Reese, walk through the front door of the Cyberdyne building, and it ends, of course, with John Connor straining like he's had one too many curries, I believe, with a lamppost sticking out of his chest. This happened to me last Thursday, so I feel his
it
pain.
looked more like an acid attack to me.
Yeah, well, it doesn't look good, whatever's happening to him.
By the way.
So, Ellie, you have some questions. I have some facts and figures to do. Let's do the show.
Let's do this shit. So my first point, which Ethan kind of tore apart, but then was like, yeah, I can kind of maybe get it, but kind of not. I'm a bit confused as to why they decided to depict Genesis, not Skynet, but Genesis as this small boy, because I don't know how that would relate to people. They don't see this boy grow into this man. They don't get to see the gradual progression. They don't get to go along this journey. What happens is this boy, as Skynet becomes more intelligent and more self-aware, obviously he then grows into Matt Smith, but the public don't know that. The public don't know that Genesis is actually Skynet. And when Dyson Jr., because I can't remember what his first name is, and when he is, presenting that countdown to all those people, saying, in the next 24 hours we're going to be, releasing the new amazing killer app. It shows this outline and this depiction of this small boy. And then I said that in this day and age you probably couldn't do that because it should be a small girl, because it would be seen as misogynistic. So I thought I'd just throw that in again. Because the feminists do it, so I'm going to do it too. Also, a note that I made was, how does this young boy know about the bigger picture? Because as they're walking in, they're saying, no, it's Sarah actually. She said, I know what you are, I know what you're going to do. You're going to pilot all these speakers. And he says, what I'm going to do. You've come here to kill me. It's like, how does he know that?
It's
But
also well, I have to try
You
and
said,
sorry.
oh God, there's another delay.
It's okay, don't worry. I'm going to answer your first question for the 4th time this week. I think he's depicted as a child because they're trying to convey his inception or conception right up into adulthood as this kind of like computer program reaches its kind of like 0 point and launches. And as the clock actually rolls forward really quickly, he goes from like, I think, a 7-year-old boy to a 12-year-old boy as he flips the clock forward even faster, from hours down to about 40 minutes until Skynet matures enough to become Matt Smith like Father Time. You have this January version of Skynet when the boy walks out of the screen, and then we have this kind of like May to December like adolescent form of Skynet. The next time we see Skynet, he is in the form of like a holographic Matt Smith, the same Matt Smith we saw at the start of this film when we saw him like infect, if you will, John Connor, Jason Clarke's John Connor, and turn him into this thing-like nanobot T-3000. Also, strangely, or not so strangely,
Terminator's first gay scene.
I think any movie fan will know they've kind of ripped off the Red Queen, which is the holographic little girl that's in the Resident Evil series. I say ripped off tentatively because it's a Paul W.S. Anderson film. And I have a funny idea that he got that obviously from somewhere else, and I'm not thinking of it maybe. Because you see in Resident Evil 1, there's that corridor with the laser grid kind of thing. Do you remember that, Ellie? When they're stuck in that corridor and there's that laser that goes in the form of like a grid and it chops people into chunks. That's a homage / rip-off of the Cube in the movie Cube. When I think 5 people wake up trapped in this room and it's booby-trapped. It's based off the Alfred Hitchcock film Lifeboat, which again is based off the short story 10 Little Indians, or the song 10 Little Indians, which you could say is a homage to the Thing, bringing it back to the T-3000. Have you seen Cube, Ellie?
Homage.
Homage, Ben Affleck, 2001, Pearl Harbor. Sorry, I almost missed it. Have you seen Cube, Eleanor? 5-second delay.
No, I haven't. Should I?
I don't know, I've never seen it, but I understand, I hear good things about it. It's like a suspense thriller sci-fi, but I've never seen it. But that laser grid scene is stolen from Cube, and that's why I always think the Red Queen is too good an idea. Well, I always think the Red Queen, the little girl hologram in Resident Evil 1, 2002, Milla Jovovich. Every time I say Red Queen, I've got to say that now. I always don't think that's an original idea because it's Paul Anderson. So I'm trying to think where, if anyone knows, does anyone know where a Red Queen type holographic child appears in any other films apart from this? I'm saying this is ripped off from Resident Evil, Terminator Genesis. I just think they got it from somewhere too. I don't know.
Who knows? My next point that I kind of conjectured up in the last attempt of trying to record this episode was like the relationship between John and Genesis, this kind of like boy Skynet, and we kind of discussed about how John has obviously infiltrated this Genesis project and has kind of nurtured Genesis from like a young boy, and I was saying how John is like
the father of Skynet. Yeah, he's like the father of Skynet.
Yeah. So, you know, game changer.
Well, it begs the question, how far ahead did John get this job at Skynet? Because he must have, because he's like a senior researcher or scientist, or he's connected to the two CEOs, Danny Dyson and Miles Dyson, the creators of Skynet. Yeah. But he's now working with them on their next project, which is time travel. So he must have been there years. I mean, how would that have worked? Would he just have got a job as a mail boy? Or a T-boy? He's our oldest T-boy. Meet John Connor, and for years. Okay, what is it?
So we learn in this scene that at some stage Arnold has pretty much been a construction worker. So he infiltrated this company a couple of years ago, and John Connor infiltrated this company.
And they never crossed paths or noticed each other.
Have they not been aware of each other any of this time? My God, I'm amazing.
No, I couldn't agree more.
That is the fattest cock up I think of this whole season.
Because he knows this building.
They're Terminators. They can sense each other.
Yeah. Well, he could have just said, "I've been studying the blueprints for this building for months, and I got them from the City Hall records or something." But he said he's been working construction, building the very building, and that's why he knows it like the back of his hand.
Exactly.
And this room, by the way...
Oh, why did you stop working here? And he goes, I got laid off. By the way, can we take some guesses at what Pops would have had to have done to have been laid off if he was just like a good construction worker? And then I thought this is kind of harkening back to his gay porn days. So maybe that's where it all started.
Yeah, no. Also, I think it's a cock-up. I've not written it down. He opens an electronic door by just smashing the touch-sensitive pad.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Ellie, I've got
But again, I think that kind of harkens back to Terminator 2 though, when Miles Dyson can't get in that room because of like the key won't work or the locks happen, and then John Connor just smashes it, doesn't he?
Yeah. I just think it would just not work anymore, and you just won't be able to get the door open in real life. Ellie, I've got some fact attacks for you.
Fact attack.
Ellie, even though most of the cast play characters with American accents, minus Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course, who's from Austria, most of the main cast are not American themselves. As I unzip my jacket. Emilia Clarke, just rubbing out to this. Emilia Clarke plays Sarah Connor. Matt Smith plays the T-5000/Skynet. They are both British. Jai Courtney plays Carl Reese, and Jason Clarke plays John Connor. They are both Australian. Byung-hun Lee, who plays the T-1000 in this film, not Robert Patrick, the other T-1000, the Asian T-1000. He's from South Korea. And Danny Okeniyi, who plays Danny Dyson, Miles Dyson's son, working with Jason Clarke's John Connor. He's from Nigeria. J.K. Simmons plays Detective O'Brien, and Courtney B. Vance, who plays Miles Dyson. Danny Okeniyi, Miles Dyson. Danny Dyson's father, Miles Dyson. They are the only two American main cast, J.K. Simmons and Courtney B. Vance. Now, both Simmons and Vance hail from the same American city, Detroit, Michigan. That's all my fact attacks out of the way.
Michigan.
Ellie, have you got any more facts and questions for this very short episode?
Yes, I have a couple of qualms.
Go on.
When they start shooting, when Sarah and Kyle start shooting at John, why they're still using conventional bullets, I have absolutely no idea, because they know it doesn't work. I thought they'd picked up some kind of like anti-magnetic disruptor bullets or some kind of weaponry that would actually do some damage to John.
They need some non-conventional bullets, like drag queen bullets or transgender bullets. They're non-conventional. Tough crowd? Nothing?
What is conventional? No, it's just a delay. That's what they say. And also, as they're shooting at John, there's a huge glass screen behind them. That thing would have shattered to shit.
Well, not necessarily, because it's all plasma screen TVs, and they generally have plastic. Plastic.
Look how many bullets they put into him. They shoot a huge hole through his head, and because he's a Terminator, it goes straight through. That bullet would have to hit that back panel.
Maybe, but have you ever smashed?
That thing would just be no more.
Have you ever smashed a phone screen or a Mac screen? They just kind of shatter and spiderweb. They don't really go into big sheets of glass and fall out.
Yeah, but Ethan, I've never shot bullets at my phone.
I've seen enough cracked Mac and laptop screens.
It wasn't just Mac Hatton growing up alone.
This is all I've got for this episode.
With I'm still going.
Go on, keep going. It's just the delay.
So Thank God that Pops has arrived. He walks up there with quite an immaculate face, considering his face took out like half the side of a building and the back end of a plane. The damage that he kind of goes through, he never really shows any like sign of it. But I thought it was quite interesting. So he throws this huge kind of metal plinth into John Connor, which like kind of pins him to this Genesis screen. And John, you see him slowly kind of like pulling himself onto it. If he's made up of all those tiny little segments, could he not just morph out of it? Say like the T-1000 could? It's metal.
Well, yeah, because when he fights Pops in the later episodes of this show, or the later clips, he actually kind of, like we've seen before with the MRI machine, he kind of ghosts through things and he can like pack a punch doing that. So yeah.
So why didn't he do that when he was...
I don't know. Is there anything magnetic in a TV?
Exactly, like pinned to this screen.
Maybe there's something, I don't know, I'd have to look into it, but is there anything magnetic in TV screens? I don't think there is. I mean, there's a little piece of gold, I think, which is what they get those like poor kids in shitty countries to pull out when they have those elephants' graveyards of electronics to make a little bit of money.
And also, we see in this scene, John speeds up the timer on the countdown. Why, like, if he could do that all along, like, why has he waited till now? Why not just make it now?
Because he has a taste for the theatrical.
Do you see my point?
I completely see your point, Ellie.
This film is just ridiculous.
Well,
and they are all the notes I had on this particular 2 minutes.
Well, that's excellent. Thank you for participating, Ellie. I will, of course, message Skype immediately and try and get my account back on track so we can talk in real time. Thank you all for listening, everyone. If you want to actually follow the clip, because the 5-second delay, you might have a laugh watching the YouTube channel at 2MinuteTerminator at youtube.com. If you follow us on Facebook, you can find us at 2MinuteTerminator on Facebook, or you can follow us on Twitter at 2MinuteTerminator on Twitter. We shall return with episode 51 tomorrow. Yes, technical hiccups. Ellie.
Hasta la vista.
Baby, with a 5-second delay. We'll see you tomorrow in real time. Bye. Bye.
Watch out for machines. I'll be back.